Poison beet shooting. Red blaze loaded. Smoking stew loaded.
Winter Range this year is Winter Range 2002 is the National Championships of Cowboy Action Shooting, the Single Action Society. I've been involved in it now about 4 years. I have shot this event, and nowadays we just sort of work. We have cowboys and cowgirls here from 37 states, 2 foreign countries, and Canada. Shooting here to determine who's the national champion in many different categories.
Old Nat let a couple of them bad boys escape, but I'll get them the next time.
You have 4 guns, 3 gun disciplines. So you get to shoot your pistols, your rifle, and your shotgun. You get to dress up and play cowboy or cowgirl. And the people are just phenomenal. I happen to be with the Canada Kid, who was the 2001 Winter Range National Champion. And you're from Canada, obviously.
Right, from Edmonton, Alberta.
Edmonton, Alberta. How many years have you been coming down to Winter Range?
I believe it's 6 years now.
6 years. And he is a top shooter. We see him all around the country. And it's good to have you here. I hope at least you think Winter Range is worth the trip.
Well, thank you. I love the match. It's a great match, great shoot, and it's really nice to be here in Arizona again.
We had a competitor at the Winter Range 2001, came over from Norway, and he came out here and shot 2 pistols, a rifle, and a shotgun, one-armed, and did it with no problem at all. All the people on his posse nominated him for the Spirit of the Game Award. When I joined SAS, which is the national organization, Single Action Shooting Society, my badge number is 22,000. That was 4 years ago. Now they're up into the 40,000s. Growing by 10,000 or plus a year. It's probably the fastest single growing outdoor shooting sport there is. Well, I have the real privilege to be with the judge, Judge Roy Bean. He's SAS #1. This is one of the original founders of our sport. He's the ambassador of the sport. He travels all across the country and goes to shoots. I see him in all parts of the country at one time or other. What do you think about Winter Range?
Well, Winter Range is probably one of the best shoots we have in the country. Every year you guys just amaze me. You get bigger and better, and it seems to work for you.
We have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of support. Ben Avery, of course, is part of the Game and Fish Department here in Arizona. A wonderful facility to come to.
It is. It's probably the safest and the cleanest facility I go to all year long.
And he goes to a lot of facilities.
About 20 a year. So, in fact, next year I'll be bringing my new bride.
That's true. The judge is going to get married at End of Trail. This is the World Championships, if you will, in California. And matrimony is right around the corner there. But we're happy to have you here, and we appreciate it.
Well, I always try to support you guys every way I can, because you guys support the sport, and you support SAS, and you support the Second Amendment.
But here's the man.
Today, sir.
Here's the man that has the sword. Actually, it's a big cavalry sword, but I think it's a sword.
It's called a saber, sir.
Oh. And your alias is?
I'm Captain Savior Bacon.
Savior Bacon.
Troop G, 6th Illinois Cavalry. It's your service. How y'all doing today? Now, you gotta ask me back how I'm doing, because we do live on the western side of the Continental Divide, which is the correct side. And folks out here, politely, when you ask them how they're doing, they'll tell you they're doing fine, but they in turn ask you back again how you're doing. So to prove that you really live on the correct side of the Continental Divide, I'm going to ask you again, partner, how you doing today?
Good, how are you doing?
Well, you know, at the moment I'm feeling better than a bevy of bodacious beavers biting birches in Boise. But earlier today, I hadn't had my coffee when I got up, and I stubbed my toe, and I was feeling kind of crabbier than a couple of cowboys corralling cougars in Cascade. But after I had that magic elixir, I just got feeling happier than a herd of hefty heifers hopping hurdles in Horseshoe Bend.
I really appreciate it. You know, I met this gentleman in Idaho. Actually, it was in Nevada, but we were shooting the Idaho shoot in Nevada, which is probably another whole story.
Well, it'd take a while to go through that one.
Yeah, but we got him down here, and I think this is your first Winter Range.
This is my first year, but it's not going to be my last.
That's right.
This is
not a bad show.
There's some of the best folks in the whole United States of America right down here right now. Hey, I'm proud to be associated with them.
I thank you kindly.
Thank you, sir. You have a great one.
Will do.
Trooper, you carry on smartly.
Now, obviously, the people that come out here like to shoot. Although I've known people, my wife, for example, Amber and Odd, never shot up until 2 years ago. She never shot in her life. And now she's a regular competitor. So I think you get the shooting part of it grows on you. I think it's fun dressing up, you know, and doing that type of activity. And I think the people are really friendly, so they like being around with other people with similar ideas. But I think important, though, is the fact that it's a reliving of the Old West. You know, gee, here in the Southwest, what better place can you have to relive some of those kind of activities?
Billy the Kid in the hole.
Most of us, at least my age, grew up going to the movies every Saturday afternoon and watching Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and whoever else, you know, and now we get to kind of do that. And so that's fun.
How be you today?
Well, I'd be fine. How are you?
Just fine.
I have here with me Chaz B. Wolfson. This is the long-range guru of the Southwest and other things too. He's from the local area.
Yes, I am.
And he is a shooting shooter. And he goes home with more long-range bedingles than anyone I've ever known.
I guess that's true. I have to admit it, don't I?
That's right. How many winter ranges is this for you?
5.
5. And you're shooting today?
No.
No. You're going to shoot this one out?
Yes.
Far out.
But we're having a good time anyway.
I appreciate it. Thank you. We have a lot of women shoot. We have a lot of juniors shoot. And the juniors we really promote. I think it's a wonderful activity for them. I think it teaches responsibility. It teaches the care of use of firearms.
Captain Jack Spade, loading.
We've got kids out here that I've shot with over the last 4 years. I'd shoot with those kids anytime, any place, under any condition. They're very responsible and they're fun to be around.
Engage P4 through P8, the 5 remaining targets.
I'm with one of the local junior shooters, although I think he's very soon to grow out of juniors. Your alias is?
Brimstone Jerome.
Brimstone Jerome, and he is from the local area, and I happen to know that he is one of 3 generations shooting in one family. How long have you been coming here?
Well, you mean just...
To Winter Range.
Winter Range is my second year.
This is your second year?
My second year.
And he does very well. We have families shoot. We have one group out here, a mother, a grandmother, a grandfather, and a granddaughter that shoot. And all 3 of them are former national champions. You know, Holy Terror is the girl, the grandfather is Evil Roy, and the grandmother is Wicked Felina. And so it's a lot of fun. I'm going to talk to Mike, Malapine Mike, who obviously has gone and collected his shooting prize.
You betcha.
And what do you got there?
Well, I got myself a lawmaker shooter. More to the point, my nephew does. It seems like they don't have us ample sizes represented, but
real people sizes.
Saves me money for the kid, don't you know?
There you go. As a part of Winter Range, each year we have a very large village of vendors, which would be the modern term. We refer to them as sutlers.
Cowboy coffee. It don't get any better than this.
Which was the appropriate name in the 1800s for a merchant. And we have over 100 vendors here this year. And they're selling everything from leather goods to guns to ammunition to tools to leather work, whatever.
For me, it's great. It kind of reminds me of back when I worked with my grandfather as a kid up in Jerome. And it kind of reminds me of how things used to be.
You can find just about anything out there you want to find. It's a very popular area, and all the shooters go out there to spend their money and buy some new whiz-bang that they can't do without. You know, and we buy our clothes there. Now, I happen to know that Emma Starr is part of an establishment that takes all my hard-earned money. Because this is where all the women go to get their latest fashions. How long have you been coming out to Winter Range?
Oh, gee, 5 or 6 years, I would say.
Yeah. And have you shot Winter Range? I know you have.
I have. Not since we got involved with Cactus Star. I had to quit shooting for a while, but I'll be back.
Last year at Winter Range 2001, we figure we had around 15,000 spectators in here, non-shooting spectators. You know, and of course the sutlers love that. Here's a guy standing here looking like he's surveying over his kingdom.
Absolutely.
Is that right? And your alias is?
Bob Dog.
Bob Dog. And where are you from?
Cornville.
All these people that come here have to stay somewhere. You know, they eat food somewhere, you know, and they leave money behind when they buy things. Mounted shooting is a whole nother activity. They shoot all the same pistols. They're all 45s, and the ammunition they use is blanks, with grits loaded in them, and they shoot these balloons, and they shoot them from galloping horseback.
You have 10 targets out there. You have 2 6-guns. You and your horse go out there, and your object is to hit all 10 targets as fast as you can and make it back across the finish line.
He left his hat behind, but we're not going to charge him for that.
So you go through your first 5 with 1 gun, reholster your gun, pull out your second gun, and go through the last 5. Now remember, these are single actions. You're going to have to cock back each time, okay? Each time you cock back. So there's a lot to think about out there. You know, not only do you ride your horse, but you have to recock every time you hit one of those targets.
And she brings Goldie home for a spectacular time of 16:62.
Some of the top times on this stage were, 15 seconds. So you go out there, hit 10 balloons with your horse in 15 seconds. So that's a little over a second a shot, which is pretty incredible.
33.21.
We've got a lot of professional people out here, doctors, lawyers, veterinarians, you know, my husband's an ex-professional hockey player on the NHL, a judge from Idaho, Circuit County judge from Idaho. It's mostly, what I'm finding, is professionals that have always loved the cowboy lifestyle and are living the cowboy dream by getting on their horses and shooting their 6-guns.
This is Annie Bianco Ellett. She is the reigning world champion lady cowboy mounted shooter.
I got involved in it about 5 years ago. I was with Colt Firearms. I was doing all their national advertising for Colt, and they sponsor an event in California called End of Trail. And I've always ridden horses, and asked me if I could ride and shoot, and I said, sure, I'll try it. So I got hooked 5 years ago. I won the overall at SAS. I was the first woman to ever win an overall world championship. And then I won the world championship for CMSA. So I have 2 under my belt this year, and I've won a couple before then. This is actually a great match to run because it's done on a kind of a cross-country type course. There's really no arena per se, so you have to use the cactus and the bushes as obstacles. So it's a great place to have a match at Ben Avery.
Ben Avery is a world-class shooting facility. I've shot all over the United States. I've never seen a facility that even comes close to rivaling Ben Avery. And the people that staff this facility are great to us, and it's fun to come out here.
This sport is great for the economy, especially holding it here at Ben Avery. You figure you've got, again, 600 people just competing, and then think of the people that have come in just to watch the match. So I think it's pretty good. I think it definitely draws, you know, thousands of people into the area and into the economy. And it's a safe gun sport. Out here we're shooting blanks.
Wonderful time.
They're shooting live ammo in safe manners out in the ground shooting. So it's something that's fun. It's a family sport. It's safe, so it's going to draw crowds to come watch it.
And there are a lot of people come here who have not been to the Southwest, for example, you know, and get a chance to see what this looks like, the Sonoran Desert. You know, they don't know a saguaro from a Roadrunner, but they come in here and they enjoy it. And I think that's good for the local area.
Boys and Pete loading.
Well,
Red Blaze in the hole.